I recently spoke with a small business owner who had a few months earlier bought a restaurant, rebranded it, opened it to the public, received critical acclaim. Of course, as part of this process, they had ordered new menus, hung a new sign on the restaurant, and spent quite a bit of money, time, and energy into this new venture. Then they received a cease and desist letter. Another company had already registered the identical brand name for the identical services. So they had not only an unprotected trademark, they had maybe skipped some steps in the process. But I want to talk about the potential costs of skipping those steps and not having a properly protected trademark. The costs are of several different types. First, there's a legal cost to not being properly protected. You can't as easily stop someone else. You may not be able to stop someone in a different state, or you may not be able to successfully do a takedown notice on a social media site or on Amazon or some other website. There's the cost of time. Time in that dealing with a dispute when you don't have a registration is almost certainly going to be more complicated and last longer and take more of your time and take longer to resolve. There's, as you can imagine, with that time, headaches and stress that go with it. This, unfortunately, I see among so many business owners facing these disputes is, a lot of stress, a lot of emotion, a lot of headaches that go into either having to fight something that might not be a great case, or to make a really difficult decision to change a name and rebrand and go through those guaranteed expenses. There's, sometimes no good solution. And so that causes a lot of headaches and stress. And a name change like that can not only cost you money by having to rebrand and replace those signs and those menus and maybe explain it to customers and replace lost customers, but there's also the damage to your brand that comes with the change. Why did you have to change it? And are you going to lose customers because of the change? Are they going to be confused? Might they think you're under new ownership once again in the scenario I laid out at the beginning? So the costs of an unprotected trademark, the costs of skipping the important steps to clear and to register a trademark are very significant. But those costs aren't just dollar signs. They really are things that can have an even greater impact on a business, which are time and stress and emotions. And so I urge you to look at your brand, make sure that you're protected. If you're worried that you're missing out on some of the protection, see the Contact Me button and set up a call. Let's figure out how we can get your trademark on track.